Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of Everyday as Parisrene. But in today's episode, I would like to share with y'all my baby Riley's nighttime routine. While she stayed in the NICU for a couple of days, a story that I did not tell y'all about yet, but I will be having a story time. They helped me incorporate her routine. They had her on a feeding schedule, a bath schedule, and I kind of took some of those schedules and brought them home with me. So let's get started. So as you can see, it's about 8:09, and this is around the time I like to get started. She's always in her mama room. That has been like the number one essential item in her everyday life. I will be doing a review on that as well. But while she's in that, almost waking up, I like to go ahead and get everything started and set up. So this is a little bathtub that I like to place in the sink. I get the soap ready, her washcloths ready, and this is a little tub that I took from the NICU. I just like to fill that up with some water, slightly warm, not cold or not hot, y'all. Please make sure you check the temperature. I know some new moms, yeah, I get it, but just check the temperature. I like to dabble the washcloth into the water, add about 3 to 4 pumps of soap. You don't want to make it extremely soapy, but just enough to where it gets her clean. Let's turn that off. And I'm going to go ahead and grab baby Riley. So I like to bring her pacifier because, sometimes babies, they aren't comfortable with taking baths yet, especially when they're newborns or preemies. So pacifier is just a helpful tool, just to keep them calm and collective. So I'm just going to go ahead and undress her. And, I like to bathe her in the sink with that little tub because I just feel like she's too small, too young to startle her with the bathtub water. So I like to be gentle with her. So when you're first starting off, giving them a bath, basically it's just like a little rinse off, but you always want to kind of rub the warm water on them a little bit. You don't want to just take a whole bunch of water and just spray it on them because you don't want to startle them because they're young, they're not used to water. So after that, I like to go ahead and apply some soap to her washcloth, and then I like to soap her up. Mind you, the soap that's already in the tube or the tub that I have for her is not a lot. It's more water than soap. So I just like to soap her up with the washcloth. Make sure I get under her arms, her feet, her little, private area, and also her back as well. You want to make sure you get their back. You do not want to neglect any areas. So I'm surprised she's actually being a calm little baby. Oh, she was about to start crying, but she was actually being really calm throughout this whole process. The best she's been after the few times I gave her a bath. So that was a plus. So after I go ahead and soap her up, I like to just drizzle some water over her and then kind of just wipe her off, wipe her down, and get her dry. So these towels that I did get for her, I got them from Burlington. If you go ahead and watch my Burlington shopping haul, it shows you. So I got it from Burlington, and basically they are hooded towels, which I really like because I just go ahead and place her in it, wrap her up like a little burrito, and then while her head is unwrapped, I just like to take the remainder of that water and just run it through her hair just to get her hair nice and squeaky clean, okay? So once that is done, I like to grab her Johnson's lotion, Vaseline, her brush, and I like to just go ahead and get her diaper, hat, shoes. These are the shoes I love for her, her little mittens, and an outfit. I like to just go ahead and have everything pre-picked out because, they're going to be cold when they get out of the bath. So you just want to make sure you have everything ready to go. You don't want to keep them out in the room temperature because what seems warm to us can be extremely cold to them. So, you want to avoid having them catch any colds or anything like that, especially at such a young age. So I like to just go ahead and lotion her up, lotion up her little feet, put on her diaper. One thing though, after putting on her diaper, I would say that I like to apply some Vaseline to her little butt area and in the creases, not inside her private area, but like on the outside creases of her private area. Because, when you're asleep or when they're asleep, they tend to, use the restroom on themselves. That's the point of a diaper, and you don't want that to irritate their skin. So, like you see me doing now, I just like to take some petroleum jelly, Vaseline, same thing, and just go ahead and apply that in the creases, um, into the butt cheeks, of their private area. So this is an outfit that I have picked out for her. I think it is so cute. It is by Carter's. So I like the fact that Carter's, their outfits, their head areas are really wide. So, you don't feel bad when you're putting on the baby's clothes. You don't feel like you're hurting them or anything. Sorry, y'all. Riley's being a little fussy. Because their head area, you can open it up wide and their head slides right in. So basically, you just take the two arms, pull them through, and then it pulls all the way down, and you just lock the two little latches they have at the bottom. So I do feel like the outfits are really simple to put on. It did take me a while to get used to it. So if you're a new mom like myself, don't worry. It's a little scary because that's your little baby, but you'll get used to it. So these are just some night booties I like to put on her, and some mittens. She has got to the stage of scratching her face and pulling her hair, and it seems like they like to, they love pain at that age because all they do is want to pull on their hair and scratch their face. They like to just apply those little mittens. And like I said, having her pacifier in while doing this process does make it a lot easier. But I like to go ahead and brush her hair at this stage before placing on her hat because she has a tendency, especially when her hair is wet, to pull off her hat, or her hat just ends up all over the place and it makes her hair look a complete mess in the morning. So this is just my preference. I like to brush her hair down and then place her hat. So as you can see, she is dressed up to the drip, okay? So now I'm just going to go ahead and place everything back. So this is the organizer that I got at my baby shop, and I will be inserting the link below if you are interested in that. But now I'm just going to go ahead and get started on feeding time. As you can see, I have my little breastfeeding pillow and a bottle that was pre-made for her. So I like to use that pillow and just rest her in it while I relax in my rocking chair. And that's a little bib that I have, but it's so cute because it actually goes around their neck and you can just attach it. So that way if they have any spit up or if they spill any milk, it goes right into the bib. So I'm just going to go ahead and first I like to gently just rub some milk across her mouth because you don't want to feed them while they're completely asleep because you don't want them choking. So that lets her know that it's feeding time, and then she will eventually latch onto the bottle. So I would just spend a good 10-15 minutes until she's all done watching TV while doing this process. Or sometimes I just, relax, listen to music, whatever I choose to do, that's what happens. It doesn't take her long anymore to eat. Once it's feeding time, she already knows and she gets right to it. Okay, there is no playing games with this little baby. So now she is about done. One thing you want to make sure, okay, as new parents, we have to make sure we do this correctly, is you want to burp your baby. because you don't want them to aspirate on their, spit up or anything while they're sleeping or while they're laying on their backs. So just take that 5-10 minutes and just make sure that you get a little burp out of them. It's probably not going to be the biggest thing in the world, but I know her burps are gentle and I know what to look out for. So, what most people can't hear, I hear it. So yeah, so as you can see, she's holding on tight in my hand, and I just gently, massage her back in circular motions and then pat her back a few times and just repeat the process for a good 5-10 minutes. And then eventually, once that 10 minutes is coming to an end, I will hear a slight little burp, okay? The moment we've all been waiting for. It is swaddle time. So I like to just go ahead and grab this little swaddle blanket. Swaddle blanket. Tongue twister. Sorry, y'all. So I am not the best at swaddling her, but I do know a few little tips and tricks. I mean, it is what it is, okay? As long as I get her looking like a little burrito, that's all that matters. But I will say, for any new parents, I do recommend the swaddles that have the zip up, so you don't have to do this process, because one, it is time consuming, but two, it does disrupt their sleep when they do come out of it at night. So the zip up ones, that keeps them tucked in all night. But there goes my little pumpkin. She is tucked away, sleeping. And just as a little heads up, the NICU did tell me one good tip. These two items are very important to have just in case, she's throwing up or you just have to randomly check their temperature. They are good to have. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, like, and share. See y'all later.